If we're gonna do it, I don't wanna borrow money.
No, I mean, it's just not, you know.
Well, we would have to determine whether we can actually enter into a borrowing situation for the CPB or not.
You know,
I mean,
and again, maybe we should have been more involved in this all along, but you know, what we were discussing was a partnership where, you know, they would get 75% of the revenue and we'd keep 25 or something. You know, it wasn't a loan and repaying it with the, and I meant that's not to be blamed on Mike or Darryl, either one. It just, maybe that understanding wasn't out there. It's just, so I think what we, you know, personally, if we're, you know, we're kind of in a catch-25, we've got to do it, it looks like, some way.
Well, I got a question.
Yes.
I recall one meeting here early on this, the mayor was here, and we talked about using that spot between the sewer plant and the Comfort Inn. And I was of the opinion, or I thought she said it couldn't be used.
Well, then they came back, my understanding is they came back and said it could be used, but I don't know for
So
sure.
it stands now that it can be used.
I don't know.
Is there a possibility?
But it won't hold, it'll only hold 20, about 20, see, so.
But I'm just saying, is there a possibility the city would put in 20 up there?
I have no idea.
I
haven't had any discussion with the city or 4B or any, every discussion
I'm just thinking that might be a start for a chance of them, if you can be willing to work with us on something like that.
Mike, can you clarify any of that? Because when we talked the other day, I understood you to say that that land could be used again.
I just visited with the mayor, and she said it was not impossible for that to happen.
But she did when she was in here.
Well, I think she said that they didn't know, I don't want to say it that way, that they couldn't see the future, and that might be a difficulty. Well, since then, and she made no commitment, I haven't talked to any of the legal people or anything, other than to say it's not impossible that could happen. And especially if we put that in, and it's not a huge cost to either move what's there or abandon what's there, if at some time in the future they need to expand on that. And it's really not. And my comments were, and I would like to pursue that, putting some there just so we don't have to cross the street. I'm a little weird about that. Horses now, and right now some of them go ahead and park on that private land over by the Best Western, and that gives me great cause for concern. I think that's a problem waiting to happen, and I would like to try to keep everything east of Bo Gibbs if I could, but again, that may not happen. We may have to do something else for permanence for the future, but right now, I'd like to put as many as we could on our site, close to the building, and then try to get the city to let us put 20 to 30 over there. It will hold 30, but really 20 was what I was looking at, because I think we have space for the other 30 where we are now. And
well, Mike, what do we get the city to partner up? Because we have other, we're putting our stuff on their property, but we've got a problem there, I have. Because they could come in tomorrow and say we want it out. What do we have to lose trying to approach the city and see if they will partner up and they'll put in 30 right there?
well, there's nothing we have to lose. It's just a whole different, here we go again. You know,
What did it cost us to put ours in over there on the lot?
I think it cost 44 to
Is that engineering and all?
Yeah, that was engineering, and we bid it all out. What we looked at now is more like 1,000 apiece. That was a little more than 1,000 apiece, but we had to start from scratch, and we think we have we know we have the electrical infrastructure there on the lot to do that, and that was a great deal of it. We had to put some stuff in over there. So the guess before, it was a little over 1,000. I'm looking at about 1,000 now a piece to put them in there.
Now, how many did you say we could add along the trench there on the present side?
We can put
Back in?
14.
14 there, and then 30 over on the parking lot?
Mm-hmm. Actually 36, because we have another 6 we could put against the, you know, we have some against the sewer plant, and we could come down on the flat and put 6 more there, so we'd put 36 more there.
So that's 50, and then if we could get the city to build 20 or 30, it'd get you to the 80.
We would get to 80, and my opinion is, and it's not a promise or anything else, that they would, the AJRA would not have a problem with that, and if they needed more, then they'd be able to show us, because we'd be turning people down, and we could see that. Now, I'd like to do all 100, but obviously this is a very technical thing. It's very intertwined here between several different entities, and everybody has a different look at this agreement.
I would like to see some type of hard, fast, this is what we want to do. You know, we approved this several months ago thinking it was a done deal. And then we come back 2 months ago and it's up in the air. And now we're saying here, well, we could do this or we could do that. The city might do this. I'd like somebody to bring us a hard, fast deal. This is what we'd like to do and we can do if you'll do this. That's where I'm at. You know,
Did the mayor say, excuse me, did the mayor say anything, does anybody talk to TCEQ about the restrictions on that property? I'm thinking not, so
That was one
the
of the
city
questions.
said
That
they
was-
might be able to do something. I, happen to know that that is a buffer zone around the sewer plant and there are no permanent structures allowed. The question is whether RV hookups would be permanent structures, but until somebody talks to TCEQ and gets a definite answer, the mayor saying, well, it might happen and stuff, doesn't mean anything.
So it's up to TCEQ?
It depends on if that qualifies as a permanent structure there, I don't know, and they may not know, but that's gotta be answered before you even go any further about talking about that piece of property in 20 spaces.
But those 20 spaces are not, are not in the 80 total, are they? We have to have
Yes, they
those
are.
20 in order to get up to 80?
To get to 80, we would have to have those 20. And we cannot put that number on our site. It's just not there.
how many do you have now?
We have 30.
Right now you have 30.
We have 30.
So if you put 14 more there and 36 more over on the parking lot, that's 80. I know y'all are not good at math.
I don't know, I'm so confused.
Now, 14,
I'm just tired of arguing. I really,
it's no argument. If you bring us something hard fast, there won't be any discussion or argument.
okay.
All we're hearing is we'd like to do this, we'd like to do that, There's 14 you say you can add to the 30 you've got. That's 44. And if you add 36 more,
That's 90.
that's 80. That's 80.
Not good at math either.
Nope.
He went to Granbury. Or Cleveland, which one? Granbury.
All right, you can go with that.
But anyway, I think myself, it sounds like we can get them done on our.
We could do 80 without the city.
That's what, we could do 80 without it. It's whether we can, afford that extra 50, if we're talking about, if we got 30 now, we'd be adding 50. So if they're estimating we do it $1,000 a unit, that'd be 50,000. I looked at the budget, I think there's $50,000 worth of money we can move around in there.
Better than 88.
Yeah. But it's whether we can do that. Wade said he didn't think we could do that for $1,000. I don't know.
I can't.
That might not have been official.
We'll have to cut a little pages.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at.